Hello and welcome back to my channel. I realized the other day that even though I talk about the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors on my channel all the time, they have never got their own dedicated Tuesday review video, so I decided today we were going to rectify that. So this week we're talking about the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. They have always been sort of a popular online highlighter, but a couple of years ago they really blew up, and with the help of Jaclyn Hill, who was kind of at the peak of her game then, they sort of created what I consider to be the first super duper, and probably still the only really super duper crazy intense, you see it everywhere, influencer collab when Jaclyn collabed with Becca and they created Champagne Pop, and I just really think that pushed the popularity of these over the top. They come in these cute little UFO looking cases, and there's a whole wide range of colors, and one of my favorite things about this is that they snap shut, so you know that they're closed. I hate when things flop open in my drawers. And you get 8 grams in every full-sized product, and they cost $50. That's Sephora. Now that's 50 Canadian dollars, so that means they're probably cheaper if you're in the States, but 50 Canadian dollars. I thought they used to be less than that. So we're going to take a quick look at these on the Sephora Canada website. So these are the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. Now you can get them in a bunch of different shades for probably every skin tone out there, including sort of purpley hued ones. But they also do come in this mini size, which is a little bit less expensive, but you can only really get the really popular shades in the mini size. So if you want one that's a little more unique, you're probably going to have to buy the big size. What it is: an award-winning highlighting power with an ultra buttery texture that melts into skin for the ultimate high-impact glow. What it does: this iconic and one-of-a-kind formula is enriched with ultra-fine, multi-tone, luminescent pearls that adjust to your skin's undertones and amplify your natural radiance. Unlike traditional pressed powder, this unique formula blends pigments with liquids, creating a creamy feel that applies seamlessly and never cakes. Inspired by the dazzling light of the midday sun, the result is a high-impact, elegant finish that doesn't look glittery. Now, they also provide descriptions for each of the shades, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through the descriptions for the 3 shades that I have here. So the first shade that I have is Moonstone. Becca describes it as a pale, incandescent gold, especially flattering on fair to light skin tones. That is actually the shade that I'm wearing on my face today. Then I have Pearl, a soft, luminescent white, especially flattering on pale to light skin tones. And then finally, I have a mini size here of Vanilla Quartz. It actually came in a little Sephora special kit that included the Fenty Beauty powder and a full size of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. But Vanilla Quartz, they describe it as a creamy light gold shade with pink pearl, especially flattering on fair to light skin tones. So essentially how I would describe Vanilla Quartz to you is if Pearl and Moonstone had a baby, which is kind of cute because I have the mini size, so it is like a baby. So I have to admit, while usually I would come on camera and complain to you about how I think $50 is outrageous for a highlighter, I do think that, don't get me wrong, but I feel like when it comes to the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, that is the original, that is the classic, and for good reason, not just because they really blew up online with an influencer collab. I think the formula of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors just can't be beat. I have tried a gazillion other highlighters, and I love so many of them, but I just always come back to my Pearl and my Moonstone highlighters because they are just so beautiful and so glowy and so delicious looking on your skin. So I really highly recommend them if you can warrant the price, and if you're like, I'm gonna spoil myself, I'm gonna buy a nice highlighter. I think the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors are beautiful. Typically for me, I do prefer a cream formula rather than these are powder. They can call them creamy powders all they want, but they're powder. I don't feel like powder lasts as long on my skin as cream does, but they're still beautiful. Please don't get me wrong. I still think they're lovely. Now, I would have to say, other than the price, the biggest downside to these powders is they are so fragile. So fragile. This is coming from a girl in a wheelchair with a bone disorder that makes her bones break easily. These powders are so breakable. So, my Pearl, which one is Pearl? This one's Pearl. Since shortly after I got it, has been a mess. I mean, just look at this. It is absolutely in pieces, and I still use it that way. I just open it up very carefully and put the brush in and hope for the best. It fell such a short distance, okay? It fell from the bottom of my chair, where my feet are, to the floor. That is 6 inches, and it shattered. And even more so, my Moonstone is also broken, you probably noticed. I don't know how that one happened. I didn't even see it break. I don't even know where the chunk that is out of it went. I just went into my drawer of powders one day and went to use Moonstone and it was broken. So I don't know if it flopped around in there or what happened, but it broke. Maybe I looked at it funny and that's why it broke. So the reason I think I've never splurged and bought any more than just Pearl and Moonstone is because, well, A, these colors are probably the best for my skin tone, so anything beyond that would just be colors I bought for fun, and I can't rationalize that with the price tag. But also, B, they're so breakable, and I am the clumsiest person I have ever met. Like, I should not be given anything breakable. Do not ever pass me your child. Like, I have been offered, like, babies before. They're like, oh, hey, do you want to hold my baby? And I'm like, no, if you love your baby, you will not pass it to me, because I will drop it, because I'm clumsy. These are so breakable. Like, so fragile. Keep them in bubble wrap if you can. Someone is going to comment on this and say, well, I never broke mine. Congratulations, okay? I have 2, and I broke both of them. And the only reason I think Vanilla Quartz isn't broken yet is because I've only had it a week, but also because when they're in this mini formula, they're pressed more like an eyeshadow and less like the way the highlighters are. So I think that makes it a little bit stronger. So what I wanted to do right now is I am wearing Moonstone, but I put it on literally 12 hours ago. So I can see it a little bit in person, and it might pick up a little bit on camera, but I just really wanted to take a second here with my little highlighting brush to really show it to you. So this is Moonstone. We're just going to open it. I always open it from the wrong end because the hinge side and the other side looks similar. So that, and then we're just going to take my pointy brush and put it in there, swipe it a little bit, tap it off, and then ready? Look at that. And then the nice thing about these powders is you can just keep building them up, and they're just going to keep getting shinier and shinier. Now, if I had to pick another negative about the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors is because they sort of have a little bit of a glitter to them, I could see if you had textured skin and that was something you were really self-conscious about, I could see them really picking that up. Like, I could see it really emphasizing your texture. Now, I personally am of the belief that A, you shouldn't be self-conscious of your texture, and B, that can really be corrected with like a pore-filling primer or that sort of thing, depending on the type of texture, I should say. But I think these highlighters are beautiful. And I even think they make like nice eyeshadows. Like, I often like to stick my finger in it and then like use that in the inner corner just to kind of brighten everything up, you know? So what I'm trying to say is I love these highlighters. There are some cons. They're expensive. They will highlight texture. And they break ridiculously easily. But when you buy a Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, you're getting like the highlighter to end highlighters. They are beautiful. They come in the best range of shades of highlighters of like probably any company. They're what started the trend, you know? And I think there's a certain level of respect associated with that fact. At least for me, at least. I don't know. What do you think of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors? Do you think that you would ever pay $50 for a highlighter? Because I apparently did twice. Feels silly to me now, but I did twice, but I love them, and they're both such great shades, and even though I feel a little bit dumb for paying $50 for a highlighter, I did it twice, and I use them all the time, and I've had them both for years. Even Pearl, which has been broken since I got it. I've used it this entire time. So would you ever pay $50 for a highlighter? Would you ever buy a Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector? What do you think of the product overall? Do you think they're not worth the hype? Or what do you think? Because this is one of the few products that I think is hyped up on the internet, and for good cause, because I do think they're that good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already, and I will see you next time. Bye!